Hey guys, Glue here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all had a good day so far. Today, I am proud to introduce my new series called The One About. What is The One About, you may ask? The One About is a commentary series about topics that I'm passionate about, as well as personal experiences that happened to me. This is going to be a very deep series. It's going to really dive deep into things I've never told anybody, experiences that I've had, and how they've played into my life up until this point. So we're going to be talking about some heavy topics. So y'all grab a snack, grab your pets, and let's get into it. Today we're going to be talking about bullying. Bullying has played a huge part in my life. For the longest time, it had a huge stronghold on me. It's caused me to hurt others in the process as well. And it's just awful. But this is going to be a long topic, so I'm going to split it into two videos. And we're just going to start at the very beginning of it. So we're going to go all the way back to elementary school in about fourth grade. So I'm going to paint the scene for y'all. Elementary Glue was a very shy kid. I was so timid that I would look at the ground when I was walking through the hallways because I didn't want to look at other kids. I always had my head down. I never asked questions. I never talked. I would just take things. I was a doormat. I'm not going to lie. The bullying started in fourth grade when I went to summer camp. My mom used to work at a military base, so me and my sister would go to summer camp from fourth to fifth grade during the summer. And it was fun besides the bullying. It was just brutal. It really caused a lot of pain, and in a way, this is therapeutic because I never really got to talk about summer camp too much up until this point. Because summer camp played a huge part in how I was back then and the pain that I still carry today. So in summer camp, my sister was an extrovert. She made so many friends. I was an introvert. I made no friends. She was always happy talking to people and very talented. I felt like I had no talent back then. I was just a loser, or that's what I felt like at the time. So let's start from the beginning of summer camp. Summer camp started off pretty nice. It was a nice summer camp. They had video games. They had the GameCube upstairs, and they had Mario Kart, Super Smash on it. It was so much fun to play it. The problem was nobody would play with me. They would all sit there and play together. But when I came up to play, they would never play with me. Even when we were downstairs playing with all the toys and the books and all that, nobody would want to hang out with me. Every time I got close to them, they would walk away. And that just left me feeling very alone. Like watching my sister succeed and me just being alone. It really hurt my feelings back then. I used to sit there and just read books by myself and just play by myself. I had a pretty active imagination back then, so I used to just use my imagination to get away. And I'm going to paint the picture a little bit here of what Little Glue was like. Little Glue was a very timid kid, like I said. I was fat. I had a huge gap between my two front teeth, and I had a lisp that's even worse than it is now. And those factors really left me open to bullying. It was like when you throw chum in the water, how all the sharks come and get it. That was the same thing, except I was the chum. Some of my earliest memories of summer camp were me playing with all the kids. We used to play sports there, and I was always the last pick. It's not even like I was bad at the sports. It's just people didn't like me. It was probably just because they saw I was weird. They thought I was weird because I just used to hang out by myself, but they just didn't like me. And I was always last picked. It was to the point where the teachers and the counselors there used to force people to put me on their team. And even when I was on their team, they wouldn't pass me the ball. Nobody wanted to hang out with me. It was pretty traumatic looking back at it. Another thing that I remember is when Ratatouille came out. Y'all, side note, but I love Ratatouille. Ratatouille is one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's exactly for this reason, because it has such a fond memory in my mind. So when we went to go watch it as a camp, so they took us on a bus. We went to the theater, and the thing is, we had to do a buddy up system. So everybody had to find a friend and watch the movie. A kid walked up to me because, like I said, I had no friends in summer camp back then. A kid walked up to me. He was like, "Hey, let's watch it together." And then he seemed like my friend that day, and I was like, "Oh man, I got a friend. This is awesome." So we're hanging out on the bus. We're just talking and hanging out, and then we watched the movie. And Ratatouille is a beautiful movie, in my opinion. It's the art, the music. It's incredible. And to me, it's absolute cinema. Anyways, we watched the movie. I love the movie. And when the movie ended, we went bowling at the military base. And same thing, buddy up system and all that. And I remember I saw the kid walk up to my sister and she handed him $1. And then he looked at me and just walked away. Turns out my sister paid him to be my friend for the day. When I saw that, it crushed me. Because I thought I made a friend. I was going to be my first friend there. And it turns out he just won $1. That was gnarly. And I don't hate my sister for it. She was just trying to help me because she knows me. She knows that I was timid. I didn't have a lot of friends. However, doesn't stop the fact that that was brutal. Besides that, we were only in summer camp from about 4th to 5th grade, I believe, and nothing happened too much there besides that, besides your average stuff, like I said, not nobody hanging out with me being picked last. That continued on until we were done with summer camp. And then we flash forward to 6th grade. 6th grade was absolutely brutal. I hated everything about it. I hated my teachers. I hated the kids. I hated the food. I hated everything about it. And one, because at the time, my parents were divorcing. So I was going through that. And on top of that, the bullying got 10 times worse and continued to get worse up until I got my cap and gown. Man. So this is how it started in 6th grade. First day, first hour, first class of the year. I'm in math class. And I have a teacher, I'm not going to say her name, but she was one of the first people there to bully me. Like I said, I was fat and I was really bad at math. So that being a math class, she gave me a math problem that I couldn't answer. And I answered it wrong because I didn't know how to do the math. So she looked at me and said this: "You look like a McDonald's boy." And then she gave me a McDonald's math problem. And from that point on, from 6th grade till I got my cap and gown, I was called McDonald's boy by my peers. That one moment hurt so bad. Because I came into 6th grade thinking that could change. Like I could make a new name for myself because it was a new school and all that. However, that was the first impression people had on me. And I got called McDonald's boy almost every single day from that point till I got my cap and gown. It was awful. Besides that teacher, I didn't get bullied by any other teachers. However, I did get bullied by my classmates. And mind you, I grew up with these people pretty much. We went from a lot of them we went from kindergarten up until middle school together. And they bullied me nonstop. Between me being fat, the fat jokes, people would always make fun of me. They would say awful things. Like they would flick my man boobs and all that. They would push me. They would ridicule me. They would say they would make nasty comments about my sister. And I would just sit there and take it because I was a doormat. I was scared. I was scared of everything. I just didn't know how to handle it. And that caused a lot of hatred in my heart. And I used food and adult content and video games to cope with that. And because of that, my grades plummeted because of the video games. But all that bullying really fueled my addiction to food and adult content. Because I got into adult content at a very young age. And that's a topic for a different day. But that's really when it all got bad. I'm going to continue this in part 2. I really thank y'all for watching. This is actually kind of traumatic to talk about, but in a way it's therapeutic because, like I said, I haven't really talked about any of this. I never really even told my parents most of this stuff. Thank y'all for watching. If anybody here is getting bullied, please speak up and fight back against your bullies. Glue out.